Well, a lot just went down in Bleach on this fourth episode of the third Cour. Finally got the momentous battle between Ichigo and Ishida, but to me, it didn't seem like either one of them were taking the fight seriously. Like they weren't really giving it their all, especially Ichigo, because he didn't want to fight a friend. But Ishida, it to me seemed he was pulling some punches. But before we actually get into analysis, I'm actually going to do something different and talk about the differences first, because I don't think I can really explain a lot of what I think is happening without actually explaining how this was so different from the manga. And a lot of people are not realizing there was huge additions to this. As far as the differences between this episode and the manga, there was a lot of them, because Studio Pierrot had promised on Twitter that there was going to be, most of the episode was going to be new edition, and they delivered. There was a lot of content on this episode. The biggest difference between the two is the whole fight between Ishida and Ichigo, because it wasn't as drawn out as it was in the show. Their fight, for the most part, was the same until the point where Ishida was like, hey, if you move, I shoot. And then Ichigo moves and he's like, hey, I shot him. But if you notice that shot didn't even seem like it was that strong. After that, in the manga, the way that they handled it was Ichigo was like on the edge of the platform of the Soul King Palace, and Ishida just rained down arrows on the ground. Kind of like was in the episode where Ichigo dropped down a level. In the manga, he actually dropped off the side of the palace. And so as Ichigo is falling, not able to get, his bearings, there's actual gravity here. There's not like, as they were in this episode floating around, fighting, shooting each other and flying around and such. No, they were actually falling. He's like, hey, all I gotta do is just drop you. I don't even have to really fight you. Then as Ichigo's falling, the sniper Quincy was about to snipe Ichigo as he's falling, but Ishida threw down an arrow to hit Ichigo to make it look like the kill shot. The sniper guy was looking at him. He's like, yeah, I know what you're about to say. Don't worry, I got him. And even if he survived, he won't survive from this fall. It's okay, I got him. And then you still have the line from the Gladiator one. Is like, hey, newbie, welcome to the team. That was awesome. And then it kind of went from there. So it wasn't as long and drawn out as it is in this episode. But Lord knows they did an amazing job, because they at no point showed the Quincy Bankai from Ishida at all in the manga. All of that was brand new. What I thought was, reminded me of Byakuya Kuchiki and his flower petals, controlling it with his hands. All the little drones going around shooting lasers everywhere. Honestly, it was a pretty good move, because it kind of does go to Ishida's style. The fact that he's always, smart and trying to control things, that, hey, he's controlling little drones. So then that way the drones going around and look like just an aerial battle between him and Ichigo. So overall, even though it may on paper seem like a very small change, it was definitely huge. And of course, Orihime and them, the whole like sand coffin, for lack of a better term, on the Quincy underlings. And I'm looking at that like, you just lowered them one level. They're just gonna come right back up. Lo and behold, that's what they did. So overall, this whole episode, kind of like last week where we got the backstory of Ukitake, this week we got Peak, a drawn out fight that was between two friends that were reluctant to do a whole lot, and was a joy to watch. Now, of course, this whole battle, Iryu is being watched. He's being watched by the guy that everyone had thought was going to be the second command for Yhwach. I honestly believe that Iryu was holding back, even though he was like, let me show you my resolve. To me, it just seemed like all of the attacks that Iryu was doing was like not as strong as they could be, if your intention was to kill your said opponent. For example, when they were battling, and Uryu's about to fire his big, huge Quincy bow shot, and then he just talks to Ichigo's like, here's my resolve, what's yours? So he's trying to get Ichigo to like, hey, match what I'm doing. Then the actual kill shot. Now, if you take a look at this, he didn't shoot him through the heart, he didn't shoot him through the head, he shot him through the side, which for all intents and purposes, Bleach-wise, this is not a kill shot. Now, this is different if it was like maybe some other anime, or maybe in real life, but you know, getting a hole or getting hit from your actual side, that's about the weakest shot you could do. If he had the opportunity to shoot anyone, like remember when Iryu shot through the chest of the Zero Squad when she was all roped up, the girl that did the whole Bankai with all of the fabrics and such, that he had her hung up and he shot her through the chest. That was a kill shot. Ichigo, he shoots through the side. It's like, that's not a kill shot, but he was being watched the whole time. So to me, I think Iryu was putting it on the show. And I didn't say this when I was doing my analysis as far as for like the ending song and such. But if you take a look at it, you see this panel where they're facing against each other, which of course, when they're two heads, you know, kind of like button heads, like yes, they're about to, you know, as if they're fighting each other. But then it shows Iryu behind Ichigo. That's more of like, you know, back to back, like you are with someone you trust. You know, if you're fighting against a mob of people and you are battling with someone, you're back to back with them, you know that they got your back. That you don't have to worry about anything from behind. You just focus on the people in front of you. So this shows more of like their teammates as if. So I wouldn't surprise me if Iryu is trying to put on a show, trying to act like he's an enemy, and then down the line, he like, hey, I double crossed the double cross. And he's like, yeah, I'm actually, you know, siding with you, Ichigo. I just wanted to do things my own way. Because why did they add this in? Why did they add this in onto the ending song? Like, I didn't talk about this at the beginning of the season because I wanted to bring it out when it was more important. But if you notice, it's like, huh, very interesting that they added this frame in general. We shall see how it turns out in the future. But as far as the episode goes, I definitely thought that this was a very good one. Just standalone, like even if you didn't have knowledge of what happens in the manga at all, you could definitely appreciate what Studio Pierrot is doing here for Bleach. They're really showcasing it, showcasing what they bring about. And with everything that's happened in this episode, especially the end credits, if you left early, there was extra stuff that happened after the main end theme song, and what is happening to the fact that Soul King's finally dead, finally chopped off, and we have Yhwach absorbing the Soul King. Now it's like, okay, now what's gonna happen? Well, like, he was already pretty strong, and now he has the powers of the Soul King, so this is gonna be awesome. Well, regardless, like I said, one, Ichigo's not dead, because it would be the end of Bleach. There would be no way, bad guys win. And that's not the way that they're gonna end this. The whole fight with Iryu seems sus to me. There was many times that, yes, Ichigo could have killed Iryu, but there was many times I feel like Iryu could have really killed Ichigo if he actually was trying. Like, if he felt Ichigo was, as if he's a hollow and really was trying to take him out, it felt like he could have done it a few times. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you haven't already. There was a lot of outtakes and stuff that we said here on the reaction, so take a look at that on Patreon if you aren't already signed up for that. And the link is down below in the description. Great episode. I love it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Anyway, you guys be safe. You take care, and Lord willing, I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.